YouTube, how we doing? PPS back here again. We're back here in Wisconsin again. So obviously it's been a little bit. I've been off of YouTube for about a week already, so it's wild. We were on a trip out in Florida. Obviously, Christmas came around as well. Um, so we come back to an absolutely amazing slate here of some college basketball. So usually on those trips, I just stick to just playing stuff on action, so you guys can get the updates and all my plays when I do them. And I don't have to do a full write-up for them. I just obviously take what I would play normally. Just don't have a video to talk it out and give it to you there. So happy some of you guys were able to follow. I think we still had a 7-unit week over on action. Obviously, finishing up the year, I think we were up 18 units total, which is awesome. I started that in like August, I think right after I got married. Started working with them, and obviously everything's been going pretty well. So appreciate all your support. Thank you guys for still tuning in over on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now. But I really appreciate all you guys sticking with and back here today. So 2 spots, awesome slate. I think it's 66 games today of college basketball. So going to be awesome. And we'll start off here. So I'm going to start off with the Memphis first half over. Oh, that is not what I wanted. That moved up a little bit. I'm going to line shop that one again because that was just 76. And we'll go to my other play here while I line shop on DraftKings. I'm going to be going to Santa Clara team total over 83.5 over on DraftKings. And like I said, while I'm doing this, I'm going to look up a Memphis line because that thing just got nuked over there. So, all right, I can get a 77 flat on DraftKings. We'll end up rolling with that when we get there. But let's start out with one that I actually do know what the line is, and that's going to be Santa Clara. I'm going to play it for 1.5. So that's the reason I had to go in second, was because this is my big boy today. I really like Santa Clara Broncos tonight. They're facing off against San Diego. I know they're on the road, which I think is why I'm getting a little bit nicer price than I was expecting. Santa Clara has been kind of rolling lately. When you look at them over the last few games, man, they've been scoring buckets. They've been getting buckets. You got 94 points against San Francisco in overtime, 91 against Pepperdine, 98 against South Dakota, 94 against Kennesaw State. Like they're crushing this number, and I get it. Like conference game should close up a little bit, right? You have them on the road in this spot, but honestly, with how I think they're scoring, I don't think it really matters. If they're home or away, Santa Clara is a top 50 adjusted offense. They played a very good schedule so far. 132 in terms of pace. But then you go over to San Diego, man. They play extremely fast, and they're not good, right? They're 147 a defensive rating, 350 offensive rating, which is why I almost want to play them on the spread, but I don't like playing spread on conference road games, unfortunately, or else I probably would take that 13.5. So I'm going to be rolling with Santa Clara at this team total number. And with this pace, obviously love that. Love to see the pace up. And I think the home team will dictate that. I don't think there's going to be many fans there. So I don't think this is going to be like a huge home field advantage or anything like that. But just looking at the Santa Clara team, they are an elite offensive rebounding team. So far this year, they're a top 50 offensive rebound team, a little bit over 10 per game. They have 4 dudes averaging over 1.5 offensive rebounds per game. San Diego, bottom 100 in terms of offensive rebounding allowed, 10 per game. You have a tall guy there in Jamerson as their center. My issue is Santa Clara can roll out quite a few of these dudes. Like Tilly is 7 feet, averaging 13 a game. Mahi, obviously an older guy there, playing well, shooting 46% from deep. And that's the thing, too, is I think Christoph Tilly, if you go through his numbers, too, the dude is attempting threes, bro. He's 12 for 28 from 3. Like, that's a tough matchup for Jamerson on that side. I just think that's going to be too much size. I think they're going to be able to shoot the ball, even if they're on the road, very well. Free throws travel as well. You got an 80% shooter in Adamo Ball. Even Tilly, 75%. Stewart's 84%. You can bring off O'Neal off the bench with 90% free throw shooter. Right, that's what I need here in these games. I think the pace kind of keeps us at where we can be a little bit less efficient. We're going to have a ton of opportunities here to score against the San Diego team, which I just do not. I am not a fan of. They are extremely bad. So They're 4-10 so far. But yeah, I get it. First, like big conference game, like whatever. I do get it. First one after New Year's, but they played San Francisco on the 30th, so not a huge like rust break, or else I wouldn't even be thinking about it. But let's head over to my other play. It's 77 right now. Let me pull up it's on DraftKings, guys. It's not on FanDuel anymore. That's the thing with FanDuel. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they don't have like flat numbers, right? They only do halves. So like when they switch, it's a full point. So that's kind of what sucks a little bit. But we move on. We figure out what we're going to do, and we're going to still roll with it. I think 77 flat is fine. Obviously, I was planning on playing 76.5 and being good with that. But we got Memphis versus FAU. Big game here at FAU. Obviously, Memphis took care of Ole Miss. They got smacked by Mississippi State. That was a tough matchups, right? Those were tough matchups. This is a much different type of game. This is a game that you can't really look past, even though FAU may not be like, I don't want to say as good, but they're not as good as Memphis, right? They're 10-3 Memphis. FAU is 7-6 on the season. I just think that this is going to be a fun up and down type of game, right? Florida Atlantic top 25 in terms of pace, top 50 adjusted offense in the country, playing good defenses as well. So they can score on anybody, right? And Memphis, again, playing fast as always. Elite competition, their top 40 offense playing against I think 7th is the defensive rating of teams that they've played so far this year. Fun game. What I love PJ Haggerty, bro. I played him quite a bit in props in the first tournament they had. I think he's an absolute stud. Like I said, free throws travel. They're shooting 74% as a team, but the guys that'll be out there are going to be Rogers at 78%, 83% for Haggerty. Donja's been fantastic as a big down there as well. I just think this is going to be just one of those games where you see, these guards just go absolutely crazy. The thing that's impressive to me is how Tyrese Hunter and Haggerty are both playing 35 plus minutes per game and are extremely effective in all of those minutes, right? They're playing a lot. And FAU is more than willing to let you get into a run and gun type of battle, right? They played Michigan State. They got beat by 17. Terrible, terrible loss. This is not a team that usually blows teams out, right? But long time ago, right? That's a long time ago. I think when you have a game where you have a big game coming up next after this long break, I get a lot of people are going to use the rust factor, but I think you're going to have, a couple plays. I don't think they're like scripted plays like football, but you're going to have plays that you think are going to work here early in this game. And I think that Florida Atlantic knows like this team is probably, I would say, a little bit more athletic. If you look up and down the board, they still have Bekalitis down there, the big boy. But I mean, these guys are going to be more than willing to do it, right? They got three scorers over 11 points per game. Again, they don't shoot free throws well, so they're going to have to be rolling here. But what I like, and the reason why I like playing this over for the game and not just Memphis, is this team shoots the hell out of the basketball, right? I mean, their top 3 shooters are 39, 50, and 38% from 3, guys. Like that is pretty damn impressive. When you look at these numbers, it's pretty wild to see these guys shooting that much. I mean, you can look at some of these dudes like Kai Tandy is 31 for 80, right? That's a lot of attempts, right? You go down the board, you got Evans at 23 for 69, Trey Carroll's 10 for 20. Like these numbers are like, these are not small sample sizes anymore, and you get them at home. So I get it. Like I would really like to play Memphis. If this was like a neutral court, I would play Memphis team total or whatever. But Florida Atlantic, elite first half scoring team at home, 44 points per game in those spots. You go over to Memphis. They've obviously had a lot more neutral site games that counted for home games, so that's a little bit different. But both defenses have been terrible in the first half. Memphis on the season giving up 38 points per game on the road, or 38 points per game overall in the first half. And Florida Atlantic's actually worse at 38.5. So I'm expecting a ton of points here. I know there's a little bit of rust factor, but I think when you have a long time off, but you have a game that you're looking forward to, I think that's a little bit different. Like if this was just a cupcake game, I would not be playing it. And that's the reason why, Santa Clara gave me a little bit on not taking the first half team total, but taking the full game. And you saw in that first one when they played San Francisco, right? That game went crazy. That game went crazy, went to overtime. But like I said, that was only a couple couple days ago in that spot. So really like these spots. Sorry I rambled on today, guys. 10-minute video. I had to make up for a couple days off, I guess. So Santa Clara team total over 88.5, minus 108, 1.5 are there. I'm also be playing Memphis first half over 77. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all your support as always. And we'll be back tomorrow. Pass the prop, ready to go for NFL. Have a good one, guys, and best of luck tonight.